Greets peeps, I'm back, and the war's getting very close to finish. They've only done a couple of sieges, but that's enough to just about make Stannis quit out. Um, we're at negative 97, so peace will be declared shortly, and it will be interesting to see what becomes of this whole situation. Alright, so we're now at war with 4 different people. Clayton Serwyn. That guy up there who has Serwyn independence. They've declared independence from oh, wow, King Rob had a peace with they've been given Northern independence. Okay. Crazy. He's fighting Mance north of the wall. And he's hostile towards and the Lonely Lights have been raiding, so the Iron Islanders have been raiding the north. Okay, but each of these people have said, listen, we're not part of the north, nor are we part of the Iron Islands. Brightwater has also declared against them. As has Pine's End. Very cool. Alright, none of those need bother us though. We are not bothered. This one here, however, we don't have a Casus Belli, shouldn't we? So Stannis is currently imprisoned by Joffrey. We are currently infirm and bedridden, with, I believe, our son running things at the moment. So Joffrey's declared on, well, all of those people have declared independence on Joffrey. And Lady Danella of Hornwood has been imprisoned by Joffrey. Hagen of King's House. This guy, that was the face we saw before. He was on our side, that's kind of cool. And Lord Elwood Blues of the Bluehorn. Blue Burn rather. Which is there. Okay, so Joffrey's imprisoned a whole bunch of people. Wow. Lots and lots and lots of people. It'll be interesting to see what happens here. She is betrothed to Edric Storm, a local bastard. Because she's the only heir. No, Joffrey is their heir. I don't see Shireen or Stannis making it out of this situation alive. We'll leave it running at speed 5. There's other things happening there. Depose Lord Stannis, depose Lord Stannis, depose Lord Stannis. We're going to start a faction. We haven't actually been through all these buttons yet, but I'm going to explain them as we go. So this button faction, this button here, factions, allows us to join factions or to start our own faction. Overthrow the monarchy of the Stormlands. What does that do? Oops. Liege loyalists, crown loyalists. So we're loyal to the crown or loyal to their liege. Let's start liege loyalist. We like oh, what? The Great Wars have subsided, so When the Great Wars subside, the Iron Throne becomes a unified kingdom again. But the North declared independence and Joffrey gave it. So now the only wars are with the little outliers. That one and the one down the bottom. I thought there were two down the bottom. I thought there was one there. Oh no, they got imprisoned. So our faction of liege loyalists disappeared, and there's only one reason for that. Oh, no, there isn't. Why? Maybe you can't be liege loyalists if they're in prison, perhaps. My liege's council is discontent. Doesn't look like it. So the green heart is loyalist, the yellow apple is pragmatist, the white hands are zealous, and then there's brown thumbs down, which normally show discontent, but during a regency the council vote on all issues. I think it's during a regency your council is always discontent. Let's she is our liege. You'll be surprised to learn that on capturing Stannis in battle, Joffrey wasn't as gentle and forgiving as you might expect. He had Stannis hanged, drawn, and quartered. Yeah, the reason that happened is because Joffrey has that gem of a personality trait. He has the trait Torturer. So his fear goes up +20. I think that means people are less likely to do him mischief, but also means he's a nasty little shitbird. He's also killed his own uncle, and for that reason he's known as a kinslayer. So his piety goes down, his diplomacy goes down, his general opinion goes down, and his dynasty's general opinion goes down. I think that Sir Davos, seeing this, would try to kill this little poo pants. So I'm going to plot to kill him. I think that's what Davos would do, and that's what I'm going to do. So, to do a plot, I right click on somebody and I choose plot to kill. I've decided it's time for him to depart the world, and now what I'll do is I'll go to the intrigue tab and I can check auto invite plotters, and I'll have a look in here and I'll see who's likely to join me. So people with the most power are Varys, who's very close to joining. All I need to do to kill off Joffrey is... Actually, there's several people willing to join already. We'll sort it by power. So all of these three would be willing to join, and Varys will cost me 20 gold, and he'll be in the plot, and our power will go through the roof. Littlefinger, I could send him 15 and he'd join, but I don't want to do that yet. And him, he would cost 48. It would cost 48 gold to buy off Pycelle. How much would it cost Marjorie? 15. I'm almost tempted, because if I got Marjorie on side, we could get her married to one of our sons. No, surely not. But there's plenty of other people willing to join in this little operation, so we'll unpause it and we'll have a look what happens with all of these people being automatically invited. So with those green dots there, this plot has 196. Poor Joffrey. He killed our lord, and it's not going to last very long. So, good news. Commander Varys of the Dragon Gate is going to see that Joffrey has a tragic fall off the castle parapets very soon. I don't think Sir Davos would do this. I think Sir Davos would just have him killed. But, hey. Sorry, would just kill him himself. But no, I guess he's a smart enough guy that he'd know that some things you can't do yourself. It would have repercussions on his family, kind of thing. I propose that one of my kids should go be fostered by this guy. He's authoritative, that's good. He's chaste, gregarious, and a knight. All of those things are good. But I've got an 11-year-old with 7 diplomacy. I think I'd rather... what would Stannis do? I think Stannis would... what would Davos do? I think he would probably... His focus is struggle. That guy will give him good. No, I can't do it in good conscience. Love? What's her name? Shireen. It's quite nice that Shireen survived in this. Oops, spoilers in case you haven't watched the show. In which case I find it very... very unlikely that... Wow, sorry, just wondering. I find it very unlikely that you'd be watching this if you haven't seen the TV show. Actually, let's have a think about this. Shireen is fourth in the line of succession. There's only a Tommen and a Myrcella. Lord Balon has declared war on the Iron Islands. Okay, fair enough. He's... Oh, wow. So, Mace Windu has declared war on Joffrey because Joffrey took a captive. I wonder what captive it was. If we click on Joffrey and we click on court, we can scroll through here. I think it's probably that guy, but I have no idea who he is. He's not... Perhaps that guy. Doesn't look like there's anyone in there particularly important to Mace. Who's that? Oh, maybe it's Jane Poole. Poor old Jane Poole. Is Sansa still in here? We can sort by name. Nope, Sansa's left there. No, I've no idea who Mace has declared war of liberation for. But that's quite strange. I have a bad feeling about Joffrey's life expectancy anyway, to be honest, Mace. Failure. The hired assassin did not get a chance to push Joffrey off the walls, but at least the plot remains unknown. Good news, he's going to fall off the parapets again. Oh, Shireen's died. Edric Storm has taken over. How did Shireen die? What? She's abdicated. Oh, you dickbag. Shireen. Hahaha, success. It seems little King Joffrey had not yet learned how to fly. Chicken for lunch today, I think, makes no sense. That is Oh, does it? I mean, chickens can't fly. Is that where the... Yeah, I think that's this option, this comment, I guess, is meant to be connected to a poisoning plot. So, chicken for lunch today doesn't make much sense there. Okay, so what the holy hell? King Bartimos is now our liege, with Prince Edric. I don't even know what's going on here. This is all wild. Okay, Joffrey died under suspicious circumstances. Joffrey inherited the stuff from Shireen. Shireen abdicated. She still has claims, though. I can't invite her to court because she's not an adult. Where is she currently? She's currently at the Red Keep. Okay. During the transfer of power, Bartimos is now the king. Who's his? Oh. He was Joffrey's son. Joffrey managed to get knocked up that quick. Okay, so she was married to Renly, then to Joffrey, and now she is married to no one. Invite her to court. No, she's at a higher tier court than me. Arranged marriage. Arranged betrothal? Oh, she's got gonorrhea. That's nice. She's in hiding, so I can't invite... sorry, I can't try to marry her. But let's take her as of interest because she's important. So Bartimos is in hiding. Sorry, King Bartimos is in hiding. How's he got Widow's Wail? That would infer that ice was taken off Robb Stark. Oh, no. He took it off, what's his face, wasn't it? King Joffrey has taken his last breath. Oh, poor Joff. Okay, let's try to work out what... Oh, no, that's right, because he was Joffrey's son. And so Joffrey still has Tommen and Myrcella. Edric. Oh, hold fire. That's the kid from the TV show, the what do you call him? Blacksmith kid. Cool. Alright, so anyway, who's our current liege? Our current liege is King Bartimos. What would Sir Davos think of him? I think Sir Davos would think that Prince Edric is the more appropriate option than Joffrey, the illegitimate bastard son. I reckon that's what I'd reckon. Either way, House Baratheon stay. Can I offer to... I'm not certain how you go about... Oh, she's grayscale, that's right. Oh, no, but she's not got it still. We'll have a look in here. Oh, that plot finished. That plot got up to 1,000 power. That's quite insane. We'll speed this up again. All hail that kid as our... lots of events happening there. Loyalist faction. Crown Loyalists. What are the other factions? I thought I saw a Shireen for... so that's Edmure is heading that up, and he's joined by Rosby and me. Depose King Bartamos. I don't want to join that one. I just want Edric to take over. Okay, what plots have I got? Who is this? Nope. Who is this? Jared Frey is held by Tywin. Nope. I don't care about him. Robert, I don't know who that is. No. Nope, nope, and nope. Okay, no plots that Sir Davos would go for. So let's just see how things are going. How are our troops going? They're still at 775. It takes a long time to recover manpower in this game, understandably, because of the way that the things work. Prince Edric has become the new leader of the Prince Edric for the Iron Throne. How's our... Yeah, it's not looking great. One child lacks education. Huh? Oh, he's hit 12, so now it's time to set his adult training. So Haughty would fail him if we went to... We'll just go for Marshall. He's... Oh no. We wanted to go diplomatic, but what will that do? He gets a malice for having Fussy. And the only thing that Fussy is good for is intrigue, and our intrigue's 1. So I'm just going to go with this regardless. I want this kid to be a diplomat. How much will it cost us? We can afford 20 gold for this kid. Go on. Okie dokes. What do those all mean? Is this a favour? Okay, so this is one of the guardianship or educator options. This kid, Devon, is lying straight to my face, and I almost put an innocent servant to the stocks. Even I'm impressed. I lose some prestige, and Devon gains deceitful. Deceitful gives him a bonus to intrigue and a malice to diplomacy. A bonus to his dueling skill. I reckon that works for this kid. The other option is talk to him about honesty, and honesty sucks. It is not a good trait. Deceitful isn't great, but it's still an overall improvement in that you get +3, -2. With honesty, you get -2 plus... Oh, I guess honesty isn't as bad as I always thought it was. I thought honesty gave you -2 plus 1. But, yeah, okay. Given that he's already at 0 diplomacy, I'm happy with that. I don't mind losing to what do you call them? Sorry, 5 prestige, and Crown Loyalist, Shireen of Shipwrecker Bay. I'm the leader of Prince Edric for the Iron Throne. That's not ideal. That means our faction is super weak. fact, I'm the only person in it. Let's leave that faction, and we'll start doing some diplomacy work, given that, in theory, we're at peace. So let's have a look at all of the people in the Stormlands. That's all of the people in the Stormlands. Hang on. No, let's do it a different way. Let's go there. Invite to carousing. Come have a party, old soak. Invite you to carousing. I'm inviting out all of our neighbours. Hang on, I think there's an option in here that makes invite. You'll select whether to send. Okay, we're going to send to everyone in Rainwood. And to that bloke. And to... you can't invite children, but you can invite their heirs. No, you can't. Hey! Arrange betrothal of you to any of my sons. Why not? Matrilineal marriage. Well, can't always get what you want. No, there's no chance. Okay, so this game uses a really annoying pluses and minuses system that leads to you having to squint at your screen trying to count tiny negative signs and balance them against the plus signs. From what I can see here, there's no chance that we can get that to happen. We need to somehow buy a favor of her, and I don't think you can buy favors of kids. So no, yeah, she's the one making the decision about her marriage as well, so that's a shame. The sickly kid is going to die and someone else is going to take over. We're just continuing to charge around the map and invite everyone in our area to carousing. He's a kid, can't invite him. A lot of these people are at war, so most of them will say no. And we'll take a prestige shot, if I recall. But some of them will accept, and that's fine too. Ugh, it takes a long time. There's another way of doing this, which is normally what I'd do is I'd select my liege and look through his vassals and invite all of them. But that's a little bit tricky when your direct liege is the ruler of an entire empire. So instead I'm having to do it by wandering around the map. No, don't want to join anyone's war at the moment. Ugh, slow going. Agalak, interesting. Agalak the Arrogant was the guy that Aegon Targaryen, when he decided to attack and take over the Iron Throne from Dragonstone, Agalak was the old Storm King. He owned the Stormlands before it got handed over to the Baratheons. And so Agalak and all his family were killed, and no, he's not Agalak. I don't know what Agalak's surname was actually. He was just Agalak the Arrogant. Sir Edric disbanded that thing. Yes, I surely did. Okay, so we've assigned all of those people to all of those tings. Do I want this guy raising my kid? He's got Slothful. Slothful's super annoying. It's... He's kind of cool. No, his stats are poop. Decline. So, the person that teaches your... Ah, cool. So someone's accepted our carousing offer. Lots of people are accepting. So their opinion of us goes up. Where's one that refuses? Because my diplomacy is already quite high, I think most of these people should accept without too much trouble. Okay, someone likes us more. Cool. And someone's invading our area. 1493. How many people have we got all told? 600. That's almost 700. We've got 14. We've got 1480 something, I believe. Not quite enough to see off these guys, so they could, in theory, siege us if they wanted to. Hopefully they don't, but you never know. So these guys have just under 1400 as well. What is this? There are always things that need to be done when it comes to expanding a castle. With proper planning and diligent work, I can make sure it's more efficient. Do I want build cost or build time reduced? I want build cost reduced, I think. Not that we're going to be doing any building anyway, because it's expensive. So building is done in this menu. Building's a thing that I love doing. So at the moment you can see that we've got our base tax is 571, our actual tax take is 765, and our fort level is 6. Our garrison is 1379, and our our levy, okay, our garrison is 688, and our levy is 800 of a possible 1379. Yeah, that's what it is. So let's have a look. Oops, clicking on the thing itself. So the things I can do, build a, we've got a tier 3 Stormlander castle, that can go up to tier 6. We can improve the castle. I don't know what that means exactly. Start a large-scale long-term project. Turn it into a common castle. I see. So that's how we go from a small castle to a common Stormlander castle, is by doing this option here, which is somewhat misleading. I was getting excited that we had 1,800, but we actually need 3,100 because reasons. Oh, I see. And while you're doing it, your taxes and levies go down. Jesus. That's hard yards. Okay, other things, slave camps. If I built a slave camp, it would increase my income, reduce my garrison, increase my light infantry, and reduce my light infantry morale. Dragon pits, that's too hard to explain. Small defenses increases our fort level, which reduces the amount of morale we lose per siege cycle. Private farms give us money and infantry, and that light infantry goes into our domain. That DESEMNE. That's how you spell. That's how you say that word, is domain, and that's our personal troops that our liege can't raise. Oh, I should mention, yeah, you would have seen it before, that troops appeared in here and then disappeared off. They've been raised by our liege. The liege gets a percentage of our troops, which is variable. We'll go into that later if we need to. And there's nothing we can do about it. But that's why, as we can see here, we've got that 800 of 1379. That some of that missing portion will be our liege's levies. But yes, as I said before, those 50 soldiers go straight into our levy. Garrison size increases by +5, and heavy infantry, so on, so on, so on, and so forth. So we could actually look to do some building at some point in the not too distant future, if we can save some money, instead of spending it all on our bastard children's education. But yeah, I love doing the building side of this. There's nothing cooler than seeing a formerly fairly poor area turn into an amazing one. But let's have a look at this for comparison. We've got, this is a fairly standard sort of a place. It's got 2 castles and a city. That's fine. Let's have a look over here at one of the busier places. So this is Castamere. They've got a base tax of 16, a fort level of 3, taxes of 30 a month. They've got 2 cities, another castle, and a sept and a temple. So all of these give them tax income as well. They give them troop levies. They give them they're basically, the more stuff you have in your holding, the better. We have 3 things, and that's pretty good. It gets worse than that. There's 2. There's 1. So we're not in a bad position. We're somewhere in the middle for a one province minor. Your guests have arrived for our carousing. Let the party begin. So while we're carousing, we get 0.1 extra prestige. So that's a nice incentive to prestiging, to partying. Days of revelry are an excellent escape. Alright, many intense conversations in such a short time. Brings me closer to my companion. So I was already pals with this guy. Now we're best buddies. So what we can see is that I've been added to this guy's relationships as friends or dragons. I'm gonna go for friend. I'm guessing I'm a friend as opposed to a dragon. Let's have a look here. Sorry, wrong place. There's my friend, my mate, Master Gilbert of Stagsfield. Probably one of the worst outcomes for that, to be honest. He's a elected official. He's the mayor. He'll get voted out once he. I guess he stays there until he dies, and maybe his relationship with me will have a carryover for my children. Okay, so that was a bummer. We did get some cool modifiers. We got carouser, we got recent carousing, and we got carousing modifiers. Actually, we just got the carouser modifier. Yeah, infirm's giving me -3. So we need to wait until that recent carousing goes away before we can do it again. We need to wait until the end of July next year, if we're still alive then. Right, what's happened here? Pandas, the spider. King Bartimos has inherited a castle, the castle of Kingsgate, from that guy who's still alive. How did he inherit it from that guy? Weird. Oh well. We patiently let this tick through. How's that war going? So they're actually outnumbering the Iron Throne's troop. One of our kids is not paying attention in his lessons. Oh, more people rebelling against the Reach. Hey, cool. Young Stannis Seaworth is learning the art of swordsmanship. That gives him a bonus to his dueling and increases his martial ability, which is cool. So he's an excellent diplomat, but also can use a sword. Lord Torrin has accepted the peace offer, and he accepted a peace offer too. I don't know what this guy's doing. He's been a... Yes, he has been cool. What shall I arrange for him? Should I give him $2? Shall I let his opinion drop? Should I give him a knighthood? Or should I owe him a favour? I might give him a knighthood. Knighthood doesn't cost me anything, I don't think. And it increases his prestige and opinion from various people. Cool story, Carl Babbo. Way. The Reach is doing a number on the Iron Throne, it looks like. I'm intrigued as to why we can see this. I guess it's because it's our liege. We get visibility on him. Stay within the Reach. Oops, lots of things happening over here that I didn't notice while I was watching those battles. Someone's been imprisoned. Yes. Yep. 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 Which one was that one? Oh, I'm throwing one. Imprisonments all round. Did Selwyn's... No, I mean, she can't have a child. God, she's got cancer as well. What is going on with this game? Everyone's got cancer. Cancer and rabies. Two of the best things humanity ever invented. So these wars are going fine. You can see that, oh, no, the Iron Islands are winning well. Shame, sucker Iron Throne. Interesting. Alright, we can see that Denley Thorn is trying to claim a lordship of that place in the middle. That makes sense, to be honest. I would expect that that's part of the de jure realm. Yeah, not surprised. Accepted peace offer and independence war ended. I'm feeling like, I mean, it's not very Davos seaworthy here. Davos seaworthy E. No, I'm not going to do it. So you can make claims in this game, like you can in other games, in Europa Universalis and what have you. You can make claims on other people's stuff. But I don't think Davos would do that. I think Davos would want to get his family looked after and just and be cool. Okay, Stannis is breaking rules, and he thinks it's more important to win. Do we want him having intrigue or honor? So we can avoid ruthlessness, which would bump his intrigue. Or we could reduce his intrigue and have people and generally like him. I'm going to try for honourable, but he could still get ruthless. He's equally likely to get ruthless, or 60% in the middle he gets nothing, which would probably be best. He got nothing. Cool. Now, young Stannis seems to love counting things, especially coins. There's a chance of him becoming diligent. We don't know how much of a chance. Or we can let him become greedy. Greedy reduces his diplomacy but increases the national tax modifier. I want to go for diligent because diligent is great. He got greedy. Poop. Oh well, that's okay. He's I mean, it's a bummer because we were aiming purely for diplomacy, but that's no problem. So we've had a daughter. Great. Daughters are good for marrying off. Wow. In this game, they're good for marrying off. They are not daughters of people. They are not bargaining chips. Okay, no. Because she's not at our court. Yes, she is. Shouldn't I be able to... Ah, there we go. I pressed the wrong button. So we could marry her to Lord Robert. Wow. That's quite the ally. We have the friggin' Arryns as our ally. We have the entire Vale as our ally. What? That's superb. Or we could marry some lord there. Or that guy who takes over Derry. What's Derry? Derry's that. No, do you know what? I think maybe we'll just marry him to the High Lord of one of the entire bastard places. Hell yes, we will. Okay, so, Annis gets 184 prestige from marrying into House Arryn, and 200 prestige from marrying a Lord Paramount. That's quite bloomin' good. Huh? I think that worked, didn't it? Ah, there we go. Okay, cool. Let's form an alliance with him. And now we have an amazing alliance which should last for through our family for a while. They're both young kids. They won't get married until he's 20, until she's 15. So he'll be 30, no, 26. My math is so embarrassing. Great. That's what we like. By the way, he is awful. Look at all of the negative things he's got. Paranoid gives him +1, a gross total of +1 intrigue. Selfish sucks, +1 stewardship. Craven sucks. There's not much worse than Craven. Wrath keeps the fear is high, but fear isn't always good. Rude sucks. Haughty usually ends up bad, but may end up proud is the best that he can hope from there. All of the rest of them are awful. And timid is awful, except for maybe humble is okay sometimes. Weak is terrible, and stutter is terrible. Also, these two traits have hearts around them, which means they're inherited. So their children are much more likely to have, they have a percentage increased chance of having a stutter or being weak. So this is all in all just awful. Oh, she's got a fever, for feck's sake. She's had treatment. Oh, she should survive that, hopefully. As long as it's not, I don't know, cancer. Again. For a 0-year-old. Sigh. So who is that? That's him. What is he up to? He's attacking. He's doing a slave raid. I mean, surely. Oh, the king is involved. Okay, that makes sense. So we could go over and fight them, but they're in mountains. There is some sort of um, area. Um, there is some sort of bonuses or malices to fighting in different terrains. We've got a spare space for a septon, but we have no septons. So what we're going to do is we're going to use one of my favorite parts of the game, which is this one. So this find characters thingamy-bob is used to bring new people into your court. We need a new priest, so we need to find someone who's got one of those little septon jangly bits. And priests are best. The best thing about the thing you want your priest to be good at is the learning trait, because they do training for your kids. That guy's quite good, but envious is an annoying one for someone to have. Zealous, chaste, paranoid, selfish, those aren't great. The reason I've chosen those two is because they have that little hand there. That means they can be convinced to join. We'll switch this to join yes, so we wouldn't have to pay for any of these people. They would just join us. But you can see how far lower their skills are. 17 is the best option that we have there, and that is not good enough for us. So unfortunately the join court no, there isn't a join court maybe or almost, which is what we're looking for. The no's, there's nothing we can do to tempt them to join us. What about this chap? He's craven. Oh man. Is there any without bad traits? I'd probably rather have one with lower stats without bad traits. Honourable family, but gluttonous. Gluttonous isn't that big of a deal. It just means he's got lower stewardship. Stewardship is nice. He's a proud, lustful priest. I'm tempted, that would be quite funny. Here we go. This guy's great. He's only got good traits, so we could actually have him. Oh no, but his scores are terrible. This priest is a master seducer. He's not even lustful. How did he get master seducer? Funny. That chap. He's the theologian who's authoritative. Oh, he's rude. Rude's a hassle. He's hunchbacked. Oh, he's envious and wrathful. Nope. Okay, let's choose one of those guys at the top. Oh, I probably should have said it as same religion as well. It would have cleared out some of the responses, but not many. Let's pay off. Which of these two do we want? Do we want envious and stubborn, or do we want paranoid and selfish? Selfish has bonuses. Paranoid has bonuses. Envious has bonuses, but stubborn doesn't. Okay, that seals it. Let's send this clown a gift of 15. Ugh, I don't want to spend that. Invite him to court. After a couple of days, he joins our court, and we can. Oops, we'll pause that again. We'll put him in there, and we'll set him to... Nope, we definitely don't want you hunting subversives. We'll have you perform charity. Or will we? That increases my monthly piety. And that reduces revolt risk. He finds apostates. We'll leave him doing that so you can see what the different option does. Okay, and now the group of hedge knights have come along to say hi. We really want that gregarious trait. That gives us a bonus to diplomacy. We've only got a 20% chance of it, but we also get some prestige even though we lose some gold. We could lose less gold and gain less prestige, or we could refuse them access and our kids will get annoyed with us and we'll lose some prestige. So we want the gregarious though. Come on, gregarious. 20%. Way! We landed a 20% chance. That's cool. Not that it matters, we're about to die. But, hey, whatever's. Our health is -1. Our cancer is -2.5. We've got -3.2. And I think we had 5 if we looked at when we looked at it before. The health gives us +3, so I guess. And +1, +4. We've actually got more health than we had before we got sick. That's kind of cool. 1 second. Okie dokes, let's let this charge on forward. Young Hedge Knight has distinguished himself in the time that he's been at our castle. We could bring him into our service. He is so bloody perb. He has nothing but good traits. Take him into our service. You are on our team now, matey potato. I don't recall this event. That's a really cool event. Sir Benedict Cordarian. We're going to make him our... Hey, I can do some more carousing. Cool. We are going to make him the guardian of... Yikes. Wow. Assign him as the guardian of that clown. Huh? Let's do that the other way around. Let's assign him as having a guardian. God, this kid sucks. He's 15 already. His focus is martial. Let's assign him a guardian with better martial. Oh, we can assign him to his brother, who's really good as well. Or Benedict. We'll give him to Benedict, see if Benedict can save him from turning to pie. This guy, I'm happy to be his educator for the moment, and poor old Stefan died of rabies. Shouldn't lick old dogs, mate. Bodyguard, Benedict, definitely. Bodyguards are used when you're in a war. They do some combating for you. They'll say, "Stay back, sir," and they'll have a duel to save you. Where's our duel estimate? That's it there. So he's only 2, but that last guy was 4.83, whereas we are -4 because of all our sickness, I guess. Yeah, -2 and -4. So we would have had a 2 dual skill prior to all of our sicknesses. I think I'm going to round this video off here. We've done a lot of stuff and it's been going for a long time. We'll be back soon. I do have some stuff I should do. I'm tempted to record a little bit longer. I'm enjoying this game. It's been a fun story so far. What with us killing Joffrey and Shireen abdicating and Joffrey killing Stannis and all of this fun stuff. So I'll probably play a little while longer, but I'll record it as a separate video. I'll see you soon.